Miss Universe Philippines has just released the swimsuit photo shoot for all of its 54 candidates, and during today's video I'm going to be sharing with you all my favorite picks from this entire batch. As you guys know, swimsuit is more than just about the physique, but also about measuring a woman's confidence, so I'm really excited to get into these photos and analyze them so I can tell you which one stood out the most in my humble opinion. So without further ado, let's get into the fun part. Let's meet my first pick. At number 15 on the list, we have none other than Miss Southern California, who by the way has been standing out in most of my top picks lately, so I love to see the consistency, and this particular photo did not disappoint. Granted, for this being a swimsuit photo shoot, she went very conservative with very dark colors, but I do appreciate how much it suits her physique, and at the same time I love the color palette going on in the background, which makes me think of a photo shoot during a sunset, so amazing. At number 14 on the list, we have no other than Albay, looking absolutely incredible with very vibrant colors. I really love how this shade of yellow contrasts with Miss Albay's skin and really brings out the dark color of her hair, at the same time accentuating the beauty of her face. I think that this is a very effective photo because it is a swimsuit photo shoot at the end of the day, and my attention goes automatically to the swimsuit. At number 13 on the list, we have Miss Quirino, looking absolutely incredible. And you will see that all throughout this list there are a lot of standouts in terms of production and going outside of the box with the photo shoots. I feel like Miss Quirino's it's a fairly simple photo shoot, yet so effective because it brings out so much charm. I mean, for some reason when I look at this photo, I'm really attracted to her facial features. Her expression is so pleasing. She seems so happy. She seems a little curious. So this photo is not just about body and silhouette, it's all about its character and personality. For me, that tells me that she's very at ease, very confident in front of the camera, and personally I just love to see that because remember what I said earlier, swimsuit is not just about the physique but also about confidence and how you carry yourself. So this was definitely a home run. At number 12, we have Miss Cabanatuan rocking this green swimsuit, which is doing wonders for her. I really love how it accentuates her silhouette. It's all about showcasing the right parts, and I feel like she's enjoying the moment judging by her pose. She's playing a little bit with the hair, showing some arms, and honestly this photo shoot was incredible at showcasing as well her facial beauty. Whoever did the makeup, oh my god, you are doing an incredible job. I also love how the makeup contains some warm colors that really contrast really well with the green of the swimsuit. So overall, a very pleasing image. At number 11 on the list, let's talk about Miss Bulacan, another one of the delegates that has been consistently showing up in all of my topics, and honestly, I really enjoyed this image. Why? First of all, the contrast of the colors between the tone of her skin and the white swimsuit, already it's a match made in heaven. I also love how much personality and character she is able to exude here through the way that she looks at the camera, playing with her hair, the way that she's grabbing her hip and playing with the swimsuit. So I think that Miss Bulacan is using every single tool, every single resource that she has available to charm us, and I can tell you it is really working. My only feedback here would have been to choose a different background color because I feel like it makes everything very monochromatic and my attention goes immediately to the swimsuit itself. I only get to explore the image afterwards when I have digested that piece of information and I get to look at all the elements. Other than that, no complaints at all. At number 10 on the list, we have Miss Quezon City, and honestly, I was really looking forward to this portrait because she's one of those girls that in person is really stunning. And of course, she did not let me down. Talking about contrast, I really love what they did here with her swimsuit, combining white and black. I think it's a beautiful combination. I think it also complements her with the buttery skin and the big dark hair, which honestly is kind of reminiscing of Diana Ross if you ask me, so I really enjoy it. I'm going to say this photo for me is not so much about what she's wearing, but really bringing the attention to her facial expression. That for me is the center of attention in this photo. At number 9 on the list, we have Miss Pasig, continuing her tradition of giving us this sort of like very cinematic, very dark, very mysterious portraits, and this one is no exception. But I really love that she went with a vibrant color this time around with a very light blue. It's almost like a baby blue, sky blue, which honestly suits her really, really well. As I said before, one of the strengths of this woman, no pun intended, is the fact that she is so fit. Oh my god, when I look at her, I can only imagine the amount of effort, countless hours of training that she had to do to prepare for Miss Universe Philippines, or that maybe she just includes in her everyday life. But I think that automatically it does set her apart from most people in the competition, because she is on a level that is not just like your average person working out. I feel like she is on the level of almost an athlete. And of course, when you have such a sculpted physique, it's really gonna give you a little bit of an advantage during a photo shoot such as this one with the swimsuit concept. So let me know if you guys agree, but for me, this was an outstanding portrait. Now moving on to number 8 on the list, of course, we couldn't have one of these topics without Baguio. This girl has really managed to stand out and separate herself from everyone else with her beautiful physique and her incredible facial features sent from the gods. I think I mentioned this before, but when I initially learned about her age, I expected her to be a little bit more on the shy side, on the more conservative side. But there is no doubt that Miss Baguio is really going all out with the sass, the playfulness, the fierceness. I mean, just look at the way that she's smiling at the camera while posing for this particular photo. She seems to be confident in her body. You can tell by the body language, the pose that she's adapting. And honestly, I wouldn't change anything on this photo. It is fairly simple, but highly effective. At number 7 on the list, we have Miss Zambales. Once again, giving me nothing but perfection. I am so happy with Anita's strategy so far at Miss Universe Philippines. As I told you before in the very first video that I made when I got to talk about her, one of the things about Anita is her waistline. And of course, that it's something that sets her apart from everyone else. Nobody else, not one girl in this competition has the same waistline size as Anita. And I feared at that particular moment that she would use it as a, like a one-trick pony type of thing. But honestly, I feel like Anita has really been using her strengths to accentuate her beauty without necessarily just giving us one tone. Every single photo shoot, every single appearance has been radically different. And honestly, I don't feel like she's relying on the size of her waistline just to impress the people. If anything, she is using it in a very graceful, subtle, still playful way. For me, she looks absolutely breathtaking in this swimsuit. It is extremely flattering for her physique. It's a little bit sexy, which is very on brand for her. But I also love the makeup, the styling, the accessories. This is perfect. No complaints at all. I'm so happy with Anita and the entire team. At number 6 on the list, we must talk about Miss Kainta Stacy Gabriel, giving us yet again another slay. When I think of Stacy, she always comes across as a very effortless girl. This is not a girl who is going to try to overproduce everything, to go all out, but rather just showcase her natural beauty. And I feel like this photo is the perfect representation of that. The face card, as I always said, it never declines, and this photo is no exception. I also really like how this swimsuit in particular really embraces her body, kind of like showcases her silhouette, everything in the right parts. And I also love how the hair seems to be almost like a beach vibe, which is very on brand with the entire swimsuit photo shoot concept. I'm going to say, when I first saw the photo, I thought there was something a little bit awkward with the pose, but after seeing the entire photo without the Miss Universe template, you get to see that she's actually on her tiptoes. So this is why it seems like she's not standing naturally. But to be honest, it doesn't take away anything from the portrait itself and just how beautiful she looks, as always. Mwah. At number 5 on the list, we have Miss Calisay City, and this is probably one of the biggest surprises so far, because this is not a girl that we get to talk about a lot here, in the local pageant scene. I feel like our attention goes more often to comeback queens or veteran queens or girls who have a lot of support. Calisay City is doing an incredible job here at outshining even some of these girls. This photo in particular, first of all, I just love the color palette that was used with very toned down colors, shades of gray, white, and I think that it all comes together with the styling and even the lighting to show her under the best possible light. Her skin looks smooth, so fair. The makeup is minimalistic, but they did add a little bit of color, of warm tones in there just to kind of bring a little bit of life to the photo. I love the hairstyling here. It's big, it's voluminous, it's flowy, so it's giving me all of the things that I will normally look in this type of photo. And I feel like the swimsuit really flatters her physique. Honestly, what a beautiful portrait. At number 4 on the list, we have Miss Quezon Province, Atisa Manalo. It is no secret that Atisa and her team are absolutely killing every single challenge, every single presentation so far. This one not being an exception. And Atisa has done an incredible job so far at rebranding herself to fit more the Miss Universe prototype. This photo gives us a completely side view of Atisa, which honestly kind of allows us to see a little bit more of the silhouettes that she's working with, especially in the front and the back, if you know what I'm talking about. It is still very poised, very gracious, very tasteful, and that is something that Atisa never fails at. The photo itself is giving a little bit more candid, especially with the facial expression. It almost seems like she was caught in the moment. This was not something that was, you know, necessarily rehearsed or staring at the camera and like smizing. It feels like it's a little bit more organic, which is nice. I really appreciate that. In the beginning, I wondered what is going on with the pose here, because it seems a little bit unnatural with the shoulders, you know, pulled back, and then the position of the legs. But when you get to see the full photo without the Miss Universe template, you get to see that she's actually on her knees. So this kind of explains the unnatural pose, similar to the case of Stacy. I mean, there's not much to criticize. All I can say is, Atisa, just keep it coming, keep up with the consistency, because you're doing incredible. Now at number 3, let's talk about one of the girls who have become one of my biases in this competition. Of course, it is Miss Taguig, Christy McGarry. I just love everything about this photo, and most of the comments that I said earlier for Miss Calisay also apply to Christy's photos. I love the background. I love the color palette here, going with the grays. She's also playing with gray tones even when it comes to the fabric of what she's wearing. But the fact that she's going with a toned down color, it does not mean that she's not going to slay. I love everything from the confidence that she's exuding, to the way that she's looking at the camera, to the movement and the flow that we are getting here with the hair. Although it's a very toned down photo, still bring warmth and vibrance with her morena skin, of course. The makeup, it's actually very reminiscent of Katrina Di Marana's photo shoot back in the day when she competed at Miss Universe Philippines. So as a supporter and a fan, I am absolutely over the moon. At number 2 on the list, and you know what, I have to give it to this girl. I'm gonna give her the award for most consistent, because at least in my humble opinion, in most of my topics, she does not leave the top 5. Of course, I'm talking about Victoria Velasquez Vincent representing Bacoor. If you have seen the other photos that Victoria posted on her social media, this particular photo shoot is giving endless summer vacation, very inspired by Miley Cyrus. And even the photo that she is hanging from the ceiling, it also gives me a little bit of those Katrina Di Marana vibes. Katrina, you need to make a comeback to Miss Universe, because the girlies are really referencing you and giving you your flowers as you deserve. I just love this photo. I mean, look at the fit of this swimsuit. It absolutely puts the spotlight on her silhouettes, how toned, how defined her body is. And again, I'm not just looking for a thin body or anything like that. I'm looking for someone that looks like they have been consistently working, that they have taken care of themselves, that they have made sure that they're looking at their absolute best when they are competing. And that's exactly what Victoria is giving me. She doesn't need to do much to capture our attention, because she's going with black swimsuit, very dark hair, very minimalistic makeup. Whatever people like to say about Victoria, I think that her face is incredible. I love the big eyes, very expressive, and you know what? I'm just so happy for my girl. I think that for this to be her comeback, Victoria seems to be really in her element and really ready to slay the competition. So I'm excited to see how it's going to be when the actual in-person competition starts. And finally, my number 1 pick, and in my opinion, the very best photo shoot in the swimsuit category, it goes to Miss Iloilo, Alexi Brooks, giving us nothing but perfection. As you know, Alexi Brooks, other than being a beauty queen, is also an athlete. And I only have to look at this photo once to tell you that yes, I can see the athlete in her. Every single aspect of Alexi's physique is just perfection. It's so toned, it's muscular, it's still very feminine, and I think that she brings this confidence that she knows that she is excellent. If anything, I think that a part of the competition that Alexi will be really confident in, it will be, of course, the swimsuit competition. And this being the swimsuit photo shoot, it is no exception. I love that they kept it extremely minimalistic for the background. I mean, it's quite literally just a white background, which brings all of my attention. There is no distraction. Brings all of my attention to her skin, the hairstyling, the facial expression, the hand position, and of course, this extremely vibrant, saturated, metallic shade of pink reddish that she is giving us for the swimsuit. It is just a home run. For the past few videos that I've been making about topics and, you know, ranking the girls, Alexi is consistently within the top 5 top 3 even, but this time around, as soon as I saw the photo, I just knew she was the one. So for me, this is a great place to be as of right now, right before the in-person activities of Miss Universe Philippines begin. And I'm excited to see what Alexia and her team are going to bring to the table when it comes to the remaining parts of the competition. So there you go, everyone. Those were my top 15 picks for the entire swimsuit photoshoot challenge of Miss Universe Philippines 2024. Let me know in the comment section if you agree with my comments, my picks, if you agree with my feedback, and if there's something else that you would like to add. I will be reading you guys in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow, and share this video with more people so that we can have a wider reach. And I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching.